Absolute
Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Hello, this is Frank Skinner, Absolute Radio, and I'm with Emily Dean, and I'm with Alan Cochrane.
Morning.
Hi.
The A-Team.
That's a lovely rendition.
Yeah, in case you're wondering at home, I've got a selection of wine glasses with various levels of water in. Yeah, how do I do that? It's amazing.
Something to fall back on, though, that, isn't it? It's nice that you've got that.
I hate that's very BGT.
BGT.
Oh, Britain's Got Talent.
Yes.
I know what you mean, but I haven't, you see people have a go at it, but often, I've known people being nearly a semitone out.
Oh, no.
Evaporation, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You have to retune on a constant, in hot weather. Anyway, thank you for tuning in this morning. I know you might not have tuned in, this could be an accident, but let's just pretend, just for the benefit of my self-confidence. You can text us if you like.
On 8, 12, 15.
Yeah, well, I love that.
Oh.
I love that. It's completing my sentences now.
He was straight in there. Very Generation Game
It's like
hostess.
being Ronnie
Quite,
Biggs.
Quite a radio moment, wasn't it?
No, I like a radio moment. Let's face it, there aren't many on this show.
Yeah,
But that smacked of professionalism.
Getting done early.
So, Frank, I'm going to eat my chocolate bunny ears while you tell me about your week.
You're starting at the ears.
I always start at the
You see,
ears.
sometimes with a lint bunny, I like to take the face off with one mighty snap.
God.
Just leave it. Let's leave a crater where its snout used to be. Oh yeah, twitch that. Twitch the crater if you can, rabbit boy. That's what I'll say to my. Yeah, we have chocolate bunnies today. Guess why?
Because the poisoner brought them in.
I know that'll be. That's reassuring. Actually, they're an unusual shape for lint bunnies. I've never seen ones with a small bottle shape before. Anyway, look, it is Easter, and happy Easter to all our listeners. But last weekend, of course, it was April Fool's Day.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like to let an April Fool's Day go past without an April
Oh,
Fool.
no.
I don't.
Frank's pranks.
Yeah, but I tell you what, I
hate Frank's pranks.
hadn't planned anything. I had to improvise, and I got up I was staying at my girlfriend's mum's.
Oh, yeah.
And Sandy Mason, and I got up, and first thing you go to the toilet, and I'm desperately trying to think of a prank, and I thought I can't do that, and then I thought I'd come up with the leaking toilet. I mean, it's not a classic,
Right.
It's not Spaghetti Trees, is it?
You mean just tell them that the toilet's leaking?
Tell them
rather than block it up.
That's not an April Fool, that's just a nuisance.
No, but bear in mind, she's a 70-year-old woman. A leaking toilet is, on bank holidays.
Oh, yeah.
It's
It's
a
a headache,
major.
yeah.
Oh, God, it's a major problem. And there was a part of me that thought, she's 70, she's got to get up the stairs to check it out. This could go horribly wrong. But I thought,
So
no pain, no gain. That's
How
what
did you
I thought.
put it to her, Frank? Do me your prank voice.
I went downstairs and went, oh, sorry to arrive with a nightmare.
Weirdest thing you've ever done.
But the toilet is really, really leaking upstairs. She said, when I was up there, I said, honestly, it's really, really... She went, oh, no. I said, oh, no. So, she went up the stairs. She went up the stairs. I thought she could drop at any minute. Two-thirds of the way up. I thought I pushed it too far. But no, she made it. And Kath, my girlfriend, went with her, and the three of us looked at the toilet, and she was peering at the floor, trying to find it. And I went, April Fools! And it went quite well. She went, oh, and I think, people who are pranked like the fact that they've been pranked often.
Do you think that constitutes an April Fool, Alan? Be totally honest with him.
Well, I was thinking on
the
my
toilet's
feet.
leaking.
I know, but I didn't want to take it too far. I didn't want to say, there's a dead llama on the landing.
Or suggest that you just have been commissioned to do a 30-part series with Gok Kwan. This is what he once said to Kathy Allen.
Yeah, but that was
a different April Fool.
Frank, tell Alan what that was.
I said that I'd been commissioned to do a series with the Got Kwan in which I walk around northern towns in an avant-garde outfit, and it's called.
I remember exactly what it's called. It's called Would You Wear This?
I thought it was called Why Are You Wearing That?
No, it was Would You Wear This?
Anyway, and we got to the point where she said, honestly, if you do this, I'm going to split up with you. And by then I was in so deep. I was quite deep into some velour knickerbockers with ferocious underwiring. But I did do it. I did a second April Fool as well. Shortly after that.
Did you say the boiler was playing up?
Did you get them both done by noon, or did you not obey the...
No, I got them done by noon.
Got them out the way with.
Yeah, because I knew... Because I still had the sister was still upstairs, so there was another victim in wait.
Absolutely.
But I thought I have to get it out before they regale her with tales of the old leaking toilet prank. Already gone into folklore in their house. But, more soon.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Yes,
so meanwhile, over in Prankster's Corner with you...
So Rachel, my girlfriend's sister, came downstairs and I said, morning. And she said, what's the matter? I said, did you notice there's a bit of a gap on the forecourt? She said, what do you mean? I said, my car got nicked last night.
No.
And, no, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
See, I'm so good. The cockerel knew that I was recreating the lie and still fell for it. And she went, oh, no. And then Kat started laughing. And, of course, the whole thing collapsed like a house of cards.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you were angry that she ruined the prank.
I was absolutely livid. It reminded me, my dad often used to say, if ever you commit a major crime, never tell anybody. He always used to say that.
Oh, lovely life lesson.
Exactly.
The child.
He said, if ever you read the true crime books, they've always told somebody, they've always, confided in that.
Right. He's right.
So if there's anyone listening who's got a major crime in the offing...
Yeah.
My dad said, tell your lawyer everything, tell your accountant nothing.
Did he?
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, my dad would have said that if he'd known what an accountant was. But, so... I'll tell you what I quite like, though, is that I don't lie very much at all in my normal life. I've almost eradicated lies from my general...
Good for you.
I would agree with that. I would describe you as a very truthful soul.
Thank you so much. It's contract time again, is it? So, it's quite exciting, and I suppose there is part of me, it's an ego thing. I think I'm quite good at it, and I enjoy it, because it's a bit of it's an acting job, in many ways.
Your recreation of it was not amazing, but...
Well...
that first moment of the coming down... Oh...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not...
You're not happy with that?
You didn't do it like that at the time, did you?
Well, no, I mean, I'm not complete. I have to do an hour of Alexander technique beforehand. And that's certainly what I used to do when I went to the supplementary benefit office. I had to get into character.
I've been known to tell the odd porky, Frank.
Yeah?
Less so these days. But one of the worst ones I told... was I'd split up with a boyfriend and I ran into a friend of his and I was a bit jealous because he'd met someone else and I hadn't, and I must have been about 20, and he said, oh, have you met anyone else then? And I said, yeah. He said, oh, so you're seeing someone? I said, yeah, I've got a new boyfriend. He said, all right, what does he do? And I said, he's the manager of Suede. Why did I say that?
No, you see what you did, you nailed it to, you defined it to quite... thingy.
I lied. I said I was going out with the manager of Suede.
See, if you'd have said I'm going out with a chemist, I mean, how could they check?
No, but I wanted to sound glamorous. I wanted him to think he shouldn't have let me go. So I lied.
Well, I suppose if he'd come back to you could have improvised and said, no, I meant the manager of World of Suede. In Milton Keynes, So, I mean, it's an enormous shop. There's quite a lot of responsibility.
I like that, though. I like the specific nature of the lie there. You haven't gone, he's in Suede.
No.
It's like one step removed from being in Suede. He's the nearest to it without it being checkable.
But it's too but it is checkable, isn't it?
Not in those days. They wouldn't have had the internet.
How dare you? It was 1919.
She was only 20.
Emily was 20. Yeah, well, I don't know. When the messenger arrived every morning on horseback.
With the missive.
Yeah. That's the town crier. He was a mine of information. Yeah, but did you enjoy the lie? The lie?
The lie did actually come back to haunt me in a terrible way when I went to a U2 concert a couple of years later, and I was with a friend who knew about this lie and didn't realise it was a lie. They thought I had dated the manager of Suede.
Right.
And someone said we were at this U2 concert in the VIP bit, and someone said, "Oh, Suede are over there," and they wanted to meet them. I said it was very awkward. It's too awkward. I can't go over. I did. I styled it out. I got away with it.
Yeah,
good for you.
You had a good reason for not going out, and that was your mythical relationship with the manager. Had they been Scotch guarded?
Very good.
Yeah, well, you know. I like the idea that if Suede went out in bad weather, they'd have to be Scotch guarded. I'm just going to bask on that for a little while.
Frank
Skinner.
on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
Frank, we're talking about lying this morning. Well, you described it as an April Fool's prank.
Yes.
What you done, which was, what did you do? You said the toilet was leaking and your car had been stolen.
Car had been stolen, sort of moving into more prankster areas. I used to be a rubbish liar, and now I don't do it very much, I suppose, you know, because you'd think I would have gone even worse, but I was quite impressed by my performance in that. I remember when I was at school, I invented a sister, because everyone else seemed to have a sister, and I felt a bit left out. I'd be about 11 or 12.
Did she have a name?
Tricia? Yeah, see, I had a big sister, but I wanted a little sister that I could because everyone would say, "Oh God, no, she's really playing up," and I'd say, "God, Tricia." But the problem, the rubbishness of it is that my mate, who I basically invented this sister to impress, because he got a little sister. His little sister was called Tricia, so I couldn't even come up with a different name. Absolute rubbish.
I think that's partly why I don't do that much lying. I definitely am one of these people that is more lied to than lying. I'm a bit gullible, and I always want...
Is that a line from King Lear?
No.
I am a man more
sinned against than sinning.
Exactly.
King Lear on Absolute Radio.
I think lots of comics lie when they're in taxis, because when the taxi driver says, "What do you do for a living, mate?" The cliche is that the comic says, I'm an accountant," or something really dull, so that they then don't have to hear taxi drivers telling them jokes for half an hour. But I can't, because I always wanted to be a comedian. So they were, "What do you do for a living?" I'm like, "I'm a comedian, yay!" And so invariably I end up hearing the dull jokes for half an hour, but I still haven't managed to go, "I work for Suede, I'm their band manager," or whatever. I'd like a good lie.
Didn't you go out with Emily?
Yeah, exactly. It was before the internet. How do you know?
Wide my lies spread. When I was,
I always say I'm in road planning if I'm talking to that gets them on my side. Can you imagine saying that? All right, I know. I work for the immigration board. Can you? Oh God, you might as well just jump out of a moving cab. Sorry.
When I was living in Australia, yes, I lived in Australia,
there you go.
And our neighbour Gwen, said, "Now, do you grow anything at school, dear?" And I didn't, of course, but I wanted her to think we had a sort of nice Anne of Green Gables sort of childhood and not eating remnants out of the parents' dinner party plates. So I said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, what do you grow?" And I went, "Potatoes." "Why did I say potatoes?" And she got really angry, Frank. She went, "Don't lie." She shouted at me.
She pulled you up on it.
Yes, she did.
See, we had kids, every class has the class liar. Yeah. Who gets famous for it. But we never reprimanded, I won't name him, but we never reprimanded the David Cameron, he was called. We never reprimanded because we like to, "No, you go for it," then we can all sit around talking about, the
lies.
The exotic dancer. Folk storytelling or something then.
I mean, we all lied, the virginity lies, to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
We all, I met this girl at a bus stop, we went to a derelict house. I mean, we all told those lies.
What?
Anyway, if you're a liar, text us.
On the subject of pranks, we've had a text in, "Hi Frank and gang, happy Easter. On the theme of pranks, when I was in school there was a teacher that none of the kids liked, and it turned out none of the teachers liked him much either, as a bunch of other teachers pranked him by moving his desk to the staff gents' toilets. hilarious.
The teacher's pranked a teacher.
Teacher's pranked a teacher. That's how you know you're not a popular teacher, innit?
That's a bit Lord of the Flies, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe that's what I don't like about all this, that I feel like I might be that guy.
I think it's... that sounds to me like bullying at work, and there's a lot of it about. We don't approve of that, obviously.
Oh, don't we? I'm glad you told me.
There was that's that guy I worked with, his wife told him that the reason they had a mixed-race kid was because of the iron tablets.
That guy you work with?
Yeah.
What, Alan?
No, this is when I worked in a factory. It wasn't. Yeah, it's a major celebrity. Oh, dear.
Frank Skinner.
On Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
Why has my desk been moved to the gents' toilet? What's that all about?
Oh, come on. It's a lark, isn't it?
Lighten up.
Lighten up. We've had an email in that I wanted to air to Emily Dean here. It's titled...
Is it from Suede?
Yes. It's titled "One for Emily."
Oh,
this
God.
is the perfect subject for such a beautiful lady as yourself.
Oh.
Samantha Brick, discuss.
God.
Oh, I think you said it. I think it meant it was from Samantha Brick, because she's a great judge of beauty.
I should say we have had many emails asking about our opinion of Samantha
Of the
Brick.
Brickmeister,
Yes,
as I
indeed.
call her now. Yeah,
Really.
she's been quite popular this week, Samantha Brick, hasn't she? Well, okay, I have quite a lot to say on this subject.
We should
right?
explain in case you
Yes.
don't know who Samantha Brick is.
Where have you been?
I'll be the narrator, and then
Yes.
you can be the protagonist. She was a lady. I actually saw this article, the original article, before the kerfuffle started. I was browsing the Daily Mail website, and I saw this woman said it's really tough being beautiful, and I thought, well, I'll have a look because you'll be beautiful. And then I thought, have I clicked the wrong page? But anyway, I won't spoil it. But anyway, she's going on about the problems. I think it begins when she's on a plane and someone. A stewardess brings her a bottle of champagne. She said, lovely surprise from the captain. She said, I wasn't surprised at all. This happens to me a lot. It's one of the problems of being a beautiful woman. And as I read it, I thought, I can't even look at the comments at the end of this. I cannot even, because they're bad enough if you're in there saying, I've just bought a horse. I mean, they'll say, you idiot. But I thought this woman is going to be, and I think that is correct. It escalated into a vile attack.
She says, well, one of the things she says that people blank her because they can't handle her beauty.
Yeah.
She said, for example, only last week a neighbour totally blanked me.
Yeah, that's something she actually said when she was hosting Blankety Blank.
I do think it has...
An adult version of Blankety Blank.
Are you suggesting she's got to look at Les Dawson? Was it Les Dawson that hosted
No, she has been compared.
No, it was Terry Wogan.
Some of the comparisons. Lee Dixon in a wig she had.
Oh.
Brian Connolly of Sweet fame she had.
No, let's get this up. She's all right looking, isn't she?
I'll tell you exactly what she is, Frank.
Tell us.
She is what was considered beautiful in the 70s. So pre-beauty salons, pre-surgery, all that sort of stuff, pre-grooming. She's someone who Terry Scott would have fancied in Terry and June. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lack of grooming there. The teeth. There's a lot going on. And
I thought she was... You've seen that film, The Fly Machine, when Jeff Goldblum accidentally gets in... Yeah, yes. He gets into the fly machine, sorry, it's called The Fly, yeah, and he gets in, and a fly accidentally gets in, and when he comes out, he's half Jeff Goldblum and half fly. I've become a fly. I think it's as if Lauren Laverne and Camilla Parker Bowles had got in the fly machine.
Oh, that's good, Frank. I like that.
And then he comes out. But I felt a bit, I suppose one thing she's achieved is that people don't hate her for being beautiful anymore.
No.
Yeah. They hate her for not being beautiful.
But also, I think people fear her and give her a wide berth because of who she's married to, perhaps, rather than what she looks like. Have you seen her husband?
He's French, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a sort of French equivalent of Charles Bronson.
He looks a bit like Leon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hired killer man.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting for
Sleeps
a second.
upright in a
can I
chair
say?
and drinks milk.
Can I say officially, as an absolute radio representative, I'm not suggesting that he's a killer of any kind.
Samantha Brick says, I can quote all day what she says. She says, older women are the most hostile to me because they fear their own bloom fading.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
She shouldn't have
oh
said
dear
that.
is the word. 50's knocking and she's getting louder, I think.
Well, I mean, I like her confidence because, you know, one meets so many attractive women who say, oh, God, I look terrible. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's quite nice to hear a woman who believes in herself. I mean, let's put our cards on the table.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be absolutely candid, I think I'm the funniest man on the planet.
Oh, my God.
No, but I tell you that in confidence.
Yeah.
No, I do. I mean, I am slightly ashamed that I think that, but I have to put my hand on my heart. I do think that. And anyone who doesn't think that, I can only say to them, yeah, but you're not with me all the time. You miss a lot of my comedy gold, but whereas I hear everything. No, I'm ashamed that I feel that, but I do feel it. And at least she has come out of the ego closet and said, no, I'm absolutely beautiful. You may think we are both very, very misled in our opinions. Well, I suggest you try Magic FM. You'll be back here like a shot saying, no, he is hilarious.
Oh, she's gone too commercial now, though, Frank. It's like the Charlie Sheen Tiger Blood thing.
Yeah.
I've gone off on that. It's like when I went off the craze when they got too commercial.
Yeah, I know what
Early
you mean.
stages I like, you know?
What she has to... You can't judge your beauty by men throwing themselves at you.
She was
either.
talking about people buying her train tickets and stuff like that. It's absurd.
She never has to pay for drinks, she
I
said.
don't believe it.
No,
I
but
just
that's
don't
because
believe it.
men are... You know,
Lechy.
how can I put this in a breakfast radio kind of way? During the Korean War,
Yeah.
it was reported that that someone came across 6 American soldiers having a physical relationship with a patch of wet sand.
I love it. You
Right.
sound like a legal team.
6 men in a row. Now that shows what men are like, doesn't it? It's not about beauty.
I love that the sand is like their ex.
Yeah, but I can't help but think that those 6 men didn't buy that sand a drink or a train ticket or
I don't
something.
think. I doubt if it
Yeah, so
even.
she must have something about her.
I doubt
Also,
if they
that's
even
not unusual.
wrote an
Not
"I love
unusual.
you" heart with an arrow through it in there afterwards. That's what I doubt. Well, I'll.
Okay.
I have a quiz question for you after this.
Oh, we're not
based
done.
on
We're not
this.
done yet.
No. But we have certain obligations on commercial radio,
Okay.
which I'm about to fulfil.
This is
Frank Skinner, Absolute Radio.
So, if you had to list your female heroes,
Oh, my God.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you to list them, but how many truly beautiful women do you think there would be in there?
Well, is the question a leading one, suggesting I'd only pick ugly ones?
No, I'm not. I'm just because I'm just testing her
Go on.
theory that
Yeah.
women have some sort of resentment towards other women if they're more beautiful, or they see them as more
No,
beautiful.
you see, I don't agree with that.
So you're going to change your list accordingly now.
No.
Don't say Nancy Delolio.
Only pre-show. You know she's one of my idols. No, pre-show we were talking about Alexa Chung and how beautiful we found her.
Yeah, you didn't say she was one of your heroes.
No, that would be stretching it somewhat. But
Yes, let's not talk
I
about
don't-
Alexa Chung, because I think my view was, my worry is that I don't want to go out with anyone whose kneecaps cast a shadow. that shouldn't be. They shouldn't be that raised.
no, I know what you
kneecap.
mean.
Now you got that. She needs some carbs.
All right.
I speak as an act of kindness.
But wasn't that why ladies got cross with Samantha Brick? It wasn't that she was saying she was beautiful, it's that she was saying other women didn't like her.
That is why
Yeah.
she got cross,
Yeah.
but that might be because it's true. I don't know. I'm asking you.
No,
'cause you're our
it's-
female representative.
Yeah, as the female representative.
But hang on. I mean,
go on.
one of the reasons that she said that other women didn't like her, one of the bits of evidence that she gave for that was that she'd never been asked to be a bridesmaid.
So there you
Because
go.
she's about
By the
7
same
foot.
logic, I've only been best man once. Does that mean that all my friends don't think I'm funny? Is that... Because it seems a weird
Also-
logic.
I'm afraid it means exactly that.
Yeah, 'cause
No, Al, it's because you're too tall.
Is
and
it?
she's about 7 foot, because no one wants Gandalf coming up the aisle behind them.
It's because she's too beautiful, and the bride doesn't want to be outshone on her special day. It's as simple as that. It's like when you're booking a support act on tour. Funny-ish, but not funny. If any of my support acts are listening, that was a joke. Not that you guys would get it.
No, I'm with Alan on this, though. I just think there's been a series of unfortunate incidents which have led her to believe that women are jealous of her, and actually they're just scared of that insane-looking husband who carries a gun round with him.
Does he carry a gun?
Yes, there's a picture of him with a rifle. He
Yeah,
says he
but-
shoots boar.
And
There's a
they're
picture
also-
of me with Tony the Tiger from the Frosties, but I don't go around with him. That might have been one incident. Okay, I went to a football match with him once. It's a long story. Let's just say he had heat exhaustion.
Yeah.
Ever told? I'm not going to tell it now.
Oh, please.
There's a bit, and I said he was very quiet, Tony the Tiger.
Was he?
I said, "You all right?" He said, "Oh, I feel terrible." Well, he's normally so positive, Tony the Tiger. In fact, when I said, "Do you feel all right?" there was only one word I was waiting for, and he said, "Oh no," he said, "I got sunstroke last week as the Pink Panther." Well, I've been told some things in my time. Anyway, the thing is, she's all right.
She's all right.
She looks all
That's
right.
exactly it, though. She's a 6 and she thinks she's a 9, so people are
Alan,
sort of...
you've nailed it. No, he's
No.
nailed it. He's
No,
got...
that's the
Has he?
problem.
Well, you kept. No wonder you've gone quiet.
It's an April Fool's prank that went wrong.
Oh no.
So, Frank...
Maybe the whole thing's a prank. Is that? Have you considered that?
No.
I mean, isn't?
Well, that was raised on the Daily Mail comments page several times.
Was
is
it?
This
Oh,
whole
yeah,
thing an
Alan's
April
quite a
Fool?
fan of that page.
because she's taken. She's taken the name Sharon Stone and turned it into a slightly uglier Samantha
Can I-
Brick.
Yes,
It's
indeed.
deliberate, isn't it?
Can I ask you something? Could I turn the tables, Adele style?
Yeah,
What
turn the
I would
table.
like to ask you is, does that mean then that if you get bought a drink, so men don't think you're beautiful, is that what you're saying? They just want to have a physical relationship with Sand, essentially.
No, I don't think that. But I'm obviously one sees a woman and thinks she's beautiful, and often you're led in by the physical, but then when you find the person inside, you think, actually, this is a person I'd like to, generally hang out with. That, of course that happens. But I'm saying that men being attracted to women, you can't. That doesn't make you beautiful. That makes you female.
Actually there.
God.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't want to be cynical about it, but she is. Bricko, she's read too much into it.
Bricko. I like she's been in the news that much this week that last night I put the telly on and saw that BBC Two had a programme called Brick by Brick, and I thought it was going to be her talking about herself, and it was a documentary about architecture, I think.
It's amazing, though, that you can get so famous so quick just
Yeah.
by a simple thing. She didn't even have to...
Just by being awful. It makes a girl think.
No, but there was no cat in the bin moment. She just
No.
said something.
All she said was, I'm beautiful. I say that every day on this show. Have I got my own TV formats being offered by Oprah? Frank,
Oh, we don't know that Bricko has, do we?
well, I don't, but she's getting a lot of offers.
She must
What's
be getting
new
a lot of
then?
offers. Yeah, she's used to it. She'll be batting them off, won't she?
What would her show be called? Because there's a
Or maybe they can
lot
text
of
in, Frank.
Yeah.
They'll have some ideas.
Yeah.
Bricker break.
Another,
It could be called if it was daytime.
yeah, like the loose women slot. Brick
Yeah.
a brick. Another brick in the wall. She could do like a Homes Under the Hammer type programme.
Yeah, or she could
that'd
do
be
a
good.
shopping programme, brick through the window. It'd be like through the keyhole. Yeah. We'll get 500 of that. If there's one thing that you listener guys are good at,
Oh, yeah.
it's the punning title.
Frank, we've had what I call an Uncle Frank Corner email, where listeners sometimes seek your advice.
Oh, yeah.
This is from Tom in Kent. He says, Frank, Emily and Alan, I met a Hungarian girl on Thursday who speaks no English. Shall I ask her out? I know this is off topic.
Well, it's going to have to be in Hungarian, isn't it? It kind of... it wouldn't work for me.
Would it not?
No.
Why not?
Well, I've
You're
always...
racist.
I've always... yes. Firstly, I'm profoundly racist, and secondly... no, what my problem is, I think gender is a big enough barrier without going into the language, as well. You want someone, the fact that Kath doesn't like Forbidden Planet, the movie, I find a great rift between us.
She's not alone in bed.
No, but you know what I mean? It's hard enough as well to find things in common without not having any language in common. It's a shame, because I don't want to be responsible for something that could have been brilliant, but my advice is forget about it.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Emily Dean and Alan Cochrane.
Hello. I've turned my headphones up too loud now. I think I've just popped an eardrum. Anyway.
With those little friends of mine, Emily Dean and Alan Cochrane.
Cochrane.
Well, I had to make it. It is
slightly forced.
What is it? It's Ramadan and Valentine, the original, I think. But one has to. Can I say, by the way, if you'll give me a personal moment, that our producer Emma Newman has had her baby.
Oh.
And so, congratulations to you and Mike, and he's called Joseph Atticus.
Love that name.
Lovely.
Yeah.
They've done very well, the Newmans.
To Kill a Mockingbird's become a great source now for baby names. I believe that the Beckhams took Harper from Harper Lee, and I'm guessing that Atticus is coming from Atticus Finch, the lawyer in To Kill
No,
a
it's from that
Mockingbird.
nightclub near you.
Oh, yeah.
Atticus and flame and frying pan.
And incandescence.
Yeah,
Incandescent.
massive Atticus. I suppose it could be a reference, obviously, and don't text this in straight away, because I bet loads of people have come up with this, but Joseph Addison, of course, the 18th century essayist, had the Joseph bit, but also when Pope referred to him in a poem, he called him Atticus.
Oh, did he?
So it might have come from that. I've actually got a framed document signed by Joseph Addison on my wall.
Yeah.
Absolute Radio. Yeah.
What's on your walls? Text in 81215.
Yeah, what have you got? Have you got anything unusual framed on your walls? That's a good fella.
Like
It-
a picture of a painting of you as the Pope.
Well,
Right.
yeah, I've got that. I've got that.
You have
Yeah.
indeed got that.
But it needn't be, it could be a document of some kind or whatever. That's what the kids say.
I've got a photograph of me pointing at my own name in Blackpool's comedy carpet.
Have you?
How weird is that?
That's excellent.
Self-indulgent.
No, that's a good thing. I think a picture of yourself is fine, isn't it? I am my own screensaver. Can you believe that? How tragic is
You
that?
and Samantha Brick.
Yeah, I'm coming over as an egomaniac this morning.
The very idea.
Still, it is Easter.
Frank, we've had some rather exciting news. Re the cockerel. The cockerel, it turns out, has come over to the dark side. He's now been watching a bit of Saturday night reality TV.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see the day.
You've got the gigs drying up.
Well, it's partly doing this show. I don't do weekends in comedy clubs quite so much, so I kind of...
Did people say that to Imogen Thomas, by the way? What, you're coming out on a Saturday night? Is the gigs drying up?
Oh my God.
But yeah, I went back home last week and I ended up watching The Voice. The
Lovely.
Voice.
I missed The Voice last week.
Oh, you
I have
missed
to
it
say.
last
Yeah.
week?
I was
it was good.
visiting, is what I was doing. How was it?
There was a Nana in a wrap dress. Tom picked her. He was a bit gutted.
a wrap dress, I know.
What did you make of it, Al?
I didn't watch the whole show. I missed the very start.
Here we go.
That's all,
Frank.
it's all right to miss the start.
I did pause it.
My sister-in-law, I tell you, when I was interviewed by Des O'Connor for the very first time, I said, "Did you see me on Des O'Connor?" She said, "I saw the beginning."
No.
Now you can miss the beginning.
That's
to
our
the end,
that's our Carol.
But don't see the beginning. No, it wasn't. It was our choice.
Oh, sorry.
Depends on...
Or was it Trisha, Frank?
Guilt. I've gone a bit embarrassed.
So, meanwhile...
I liked it. I felt less... I mean, I haven't really watched those other ones, but the bits that I have seen, I've felt that they were very emotionally manipulative, whereas The Voice seems a bit purer, doesn't it? It's just...
Oh, that's exactly why I like
just
them.
about the voice.
Emotional manipulation.
Yeah, I don't...
Can I say
annoys
that
me.
when I was when I was doing my degree, I embarrassed Samantha Brick. It was a red brick university.
Sorry, sitting on that for about 5
it came
minutes.
out, and with me, it's like wind. It has to be released.
You've got brass in pocket.
I have. It's funny you should mention that.
Oh, is it?
Because, in case you... Oh, God, should I go here? I'm going to. In case you're not aware of this, whenever I go to a cash point and take money out, I've mentioned this on the show before, I always, as soon as it goes in the wallet, I find myself singing to myself, got brass in pocket. I cannot resist it. This week I've had something of a stomach bug. So my doctor said to me, I'm going to give you a small plastic container. And I want you to take a... I don't want to use... take a sample of...
A firm sample, let's say.
A firm sample. Yeah. And I want you to post it to the laboratory. And as I walked to the post box, I sang a variant on Got Brass in Pocket, which I cannot repeat on this show. I told Kath about this. She said, is it legal to post that?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Wonder.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even addressed to a sex offender. It was, it was or a right-wing politician. It would have been, or even Samantha Brick. She must have had a... I was going to say...
I know exactly what you were going to say.
Something loads of stuff this week, yeah. But it was... oh, man. As I put it in... Because you get like a jiffy bag, you have to put it in a... It goes in a little plastic container, and then there's a protective sleeve.
I've never
and then
heard of that
bag.
posting thing.
No, but it was different. And as I was loading it up, I imagined...
Loading it up?
Well, the bag.
Oh.
I imagined it, arriving at the sorted office. You know that W.H. Auden film, This is the Night Train Crossing the Border, bringing the cheque and the postal order. Well, it didn't list that. But it was... Anyway, I don't know, how did we get to that?
We were talking about The Voice.
Of course. We were. It's an obvious link. Obvious link. Oh, I think we need to play some music and start again.
This is
Frank Skinner, Absolute Radio.
So, we're currently in the Cockerell's living room. Picture the scene.
Oh, yeah.
The Voice is up to probably at least 28 on the vol control.
Well, I would go for an odd number because my mum has infected me with a weirdness where I would put it on 29 rather than 28.
Oh, would
she
you?
prefers odd numbers, and now, as a consequence, so do I. They mess you up, your mum and dad, as I believe Larkin once said.
Yeah, well, it's a paraphrase, but yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's the radio version of Larkin.
Exactly.
So you liked it, Al?
I did like it, but I'll tell you what, I'm not sure I like that Irish lad on the end, because he...
You mean the bloke they've dragged in off the pub?
Is he from the Shins or the...
No one knows who he is.
He's
one knows
he's from one of those bands, and he's got a slightly annoying habit of pressing his button so that he turns around first, and then affirming his decision by deliberately going, yeah, like, I'm really loving this, and just deliberately being a bit gleeful about the fact that they haven't turned round yet and that they can't get into it as much, and it just bothers me slightly that he keeps doing that.
He is a little pleased with himself.
Self-affirming. I don't like
didn't
it.
he play guitar in Big Tom's backing band? You know Big Tom, the Irish entertainer? No.
I thought you meant...
Okay.
I thought you meant Tom Jones for a second.
I'm trying to remember what band he was in. Was he one of the Drifters? Joe Dolan and the Drifters? Was he one of those?
It's not him. He's too young. But I like it. I really like Will.i.am's face. He's got a lovely face. Hasn't he got a lovely face?
Yeah, it's got a...
It's sweet, isn't it?
It's never struck me, the loveliness of his face.
It's sweet. And I think with him and Jessie J... she's got a sort of a Cleopatra-style hair.
Coming at you.
And Will.i.am with his little beard and being a bit older than Jessie. We've got an Anthony and Cleopatra thing going on, haven't we?
Oh, isn't she?
Whereas the other channel have got Ant and Dec.
Yes.
Isn't
We've got
she,
Ant and
as I
Cleopatra.
think I might have mentioned before, isn't she a very good edit of Hilary DeVay from the Dragon's
Oh,
Den?
Frank, that's good.
Yeah, I think she is.
I noticed this week, Frank, you know when famous ones come on, don't go on The Voice, it's embarrassing. It was one of the ladies from 5 Star.
She did well,
Denise,
didn't she?
but she looked a bit like a mum at a bar mitzvah. She had the sparkly top and
From
the
5 Star?
Yes, Denise Lewis.
Didn't they
yeah.
famously not sing?
No, Denise Lewis is an athlete.
Oh no,
Yeah.
sorry, Denise Pearson. I apologise.
Oh, I've got so messed up now. It's like my dad telling a story.
How dare you?
I'll tell you something I do like about it is that they do chair dancing, like because they're all sat in chairs. They don't. The way that they express that they're enjoying it is by doing a bit of.
Yeah, they do that.
They sort of
I
swing their
find
arms
that
about.
Very embarrassing.
Well, I do. It's bad planning on behalf of the TV people. I think they should have been standing or something.
Whenever they join in, how often does one hear music that you just have to dance to? Never.
In the car, maybe.
Right.
Unless
Chair
it's the
dancing.
fall.
It's like
That's the only time I'd ever do that.
Yeah, but you take Talisa on X Factor. If there was anything a bit urban, she thought, "Oh, I'm going to have to dance to this just to
Right.
show I'm urban." and that I can't cope with that.
Frank still loves BGT. You haven't gone off it, even though the crew have started building their part up, which I don't like, Frank.
I don't. See. I'm not sure I can watch The Voice again after I've seen Jessie J with her vitamin water.
Right.
Because Jessie J she advertised some vitamin water, and she went out in a skin tight catsuit. Thought I'll get pictures, and she just held this bottle of. I mean, it was. I know, you know.
I've seen those pictures. And
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
of course you have. It's not good enough.
Right.
How much money do these people need that they have to lower
This is the
themselves
grief
to
that
holding up
bothers
a... I mean, it's... Poor Anthea Turner, when she had the chocolate bar at her... She was torn apart. Jessie J, no one's mentioned the fact. To me, I'd have sacked her on the spot. No, it's if she'd have worn a necklace of kitten heads... I would not have been more offended than I were by holding up a bottle of pop, saying, "Oh, I'm selling pop." Are you? I thought you were selling pop music, love. I'm sorry, I found it viciously offensive. I'd rather they replaced it with Samantha Brick.
Frank
Skinner.
on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
You can text us on 81215, by the way, if you're in the mood.
And people have. Someone has texted saying, has anyone else noticed how much Will.i.am looks like the Cheshire Cat when he smiles on The Voice?
But what does the Cheshire Cat look like? Does she mean from the
looks like
original
Will.i.am.
illustrations in the book?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
And you're saying she. I don't know if it is a she. It just says...
Oh, so I thought-
417, they sound quite feminine digits to me.
Yeah, I think
They
so,
do,
yeah. You know, it's like your mum gone for the odd number.
Yeah.
Frank, what did you make of did you see the girl band on BGT? I say girl.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They were a bit...
They were sort of,
Were they long in the tooth? Is that what we're
Yes.
saying?
Well,
Yeah.
but they were, they were upfront about it. But they thought
they were ancient.
they well, that's a bit harsh. They had a bit of a Samantha Brick. They thought they were a really good girl band, and they weren't really.
They had tutus, Alan.
2 twos.
Tutus and wrinkles don't
Out of
mix
10.
in my experience.
No, but no, I didn't love them. But I wasn't impressed by. The singer-songwriter guy. He's going to be a big hero. It was on Britain's Got Talent.
Oh yeah.
And he's, there's talent and there's talent. I like, on Britain's Got Talent, I really want to see people who can blow stuff out their ears. That kind of weird talent.
It's always a singer that wins it, though, isn't it? Because
No, it's always a dance troupe.
Oh, don't you remember Diversity?
Yeah, and what were the Nazi youth? The Hitler Youth
I beg your
boys.
pardon.
There was that like a Hitler Youth troupe that won it. They were all athletes painted gold.
Oh yes, I rather like
Can't
them.
remember what they were called.
Very
Were
on
they
my
really a
Strasse,
Hitler Youth?
Anyway,
yeah.
this is just middle-aged people talking. We're trying to do a show here.
It is rather, but when you said diversity, that made me think of Sulo.
Can I say one thing? I was very disappointed
now it's
about.
middle-aged people talking again.
Yeah, no, but on Britain's Got Talent, Beatrice von Bourbon. Did you see her? Who was the
is this the
burlesque dancer?
woman? I
No,
haven't
I hate
seen her
burlesque.
dance, but
I
I've
was
heard about
very
it.
disappointed. She danced in tassels and stockings and suspenders and all that, the way these people do.
Yeah.
Hate it.
And no one, for the first time ever on Britain's Got Talent, no one said, "Do you think this would be suitable for the royal family?" And that's one of my favourite moments. The brilliant thing about Britain's Got Talent is that it culminates in being on the Royal Variety Performance, an event which people stopped caring about in the 1970s. And there's something brilliant about that. Yes, I am asked, in case you're wondering if that's bitterness.
I didn't like that burlesque thing though. It's just a stripper with red lipstick. That's all it is.
Yeah,
it's
right.
no
I
different.
think
She
they
was
got a lot of
attractive.
complaints about that.
She was attractive,
I think
woman.
they got a lot of complaints because she practically got a kit off.
Yeah, fair enough. It's tea time television.
So,
Well,
but
the horse,
Subo, and let's us not forget this is where she was born. She is now so much part of the establishment, Frank. it's been confirmed that she's going to actually perform at the Queen's Jubilee, isn't she? At the pageant, they're calling it.
Is she going to be on the barge?
Yes.
Right, I can't.
The bar.
You know, there's the barge. It's going right past my flat.
Is it?
There's about 98 boats or something going past, including the Queen's Royal Barge.
One
Oh
of my
my
favourite
God.
daydreams is to imagine myself owning a barge.
Is that one of your favourite daydreams?
That's one of the things I go back to quite frequently. I never get one because I remember that I'm nearly 6'4" and it'd be a real pain to have to stoop all the time. But I do quite like the idea, so I can while away.
Well, this won't have a
hours.
roof on, I don't think. The Queen will be
right.
out on show.
There's some
She'll
strange
be fully
people.
sunblocked.
It's an odd mix.
Subo
though.
is going to, apparently she's going to be on a fully operational Loch Ness Monster. on the straddling it. Singing, who's that coming over the loch? Is that a monster? All the way down the Thames. I'm looking forward to it. It's the usual. If there's one thing the royal family are really bad at, it's putting together a running order of people.
Yes.
They always have people. Duran are always.
Oh, this year it's Omid Jalili, Martin Clunes, and Susan Boyle. Extraordinary cocktail.
Surely Catherine Jenkins is involved.
No, but Sanjeev Bhaskar is.
I would have thought Catherine Jenkins was an absolute certainty for any royal lineup.
Is that really the listings?
Yes.
But it sounds more like an episode of Celebrity Come Dine With Me or something.
It's a bit, he's got his cutting, isn't he?
Not being cutted.
By the way, can I say, apparently someone tweeted Catherine Jenkins to say that I had said on this show that she was Lucifer, and I never said that. I said she was Lucifer's representative on Earth. Get your facts right.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
I'm going to cough. I've coughed.
We'll
There you have
cover
an
it.
example of tense as used in grammar. Okay.
Lovely. Frank, we've had a text in from Lee Clark.
Lee Clark.
And he's texted us some format ideas, TV format ideas for Samantha Brick.
Ah, Bricky. Go on.
So we've got Bric-a-Brac, a look at the boot sales of Britain. Brick House, her take on the explosion of house music. Brick Bat, a wildlife programme. Brick in the Wall, an in-depth look at the Great Wall of China.
I have to say, he's been busy, Lee. Good on him.
Building Bricks, a DIY show. There's no stopping him.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that, Lee.
I'm sure it's not the same Lee Clark who until recently was Huddersfield manager. This would be a strange thing for him to suddenly fill his days with.
Yeah, exactly. If he's
puns to radio shows.
Sitting around.
Frank, you were talking about Jessie J earlier and how you felt she might have sold out somewhat. 465 says, I think Jessie J will miss out as the Necklace of Kitten Heads award went to Iggy Pop, I think.
Oh, for his insurance ads.
Yes.
It's terrible. I mean, can I say I once heard myself say, every little helps, on the end of a Tesco advert.
You know, people texting all the time asking if you're the voice of the Auto Glass adverts or something like that.
No, I think isn't there a man in it who looks like me or something like that?
Oh, maybe.
No, I can't. I felt so terrible that night. I wept into my pillow. I did. I had the hottest shower I've ever had in my life trying to clean the interior filth from me. So that was my advertising days done. But I'd never held up a bottle of vitamin water like that, you know.
It's a living in it. Hey, have you heard?
Is it a living?
That the Beatles' sons might be forming a band.
Oh yeah,
A supergroup.
yeah. All the.
I'm not sure it'll go under the supergroup category. I think.
Well, isn't it a brilliant idea?
No, it's a terrible idea. It's a bit like Noasis.
I feel a bit bipolar about it because I think, I'm a fan of the Beatles. I really like them, but I feel like as a Beatles fan, I don't like the idea, but I do quite like it to annoy those people that are perplexed by the Beatles' popularity. You know, people that hate the Beatles and they go, oh! I think having the Beatles' sons do a band as well will really annoy them. So there's a bit of me that really likes it.
What, people have got really angry about it? So why do they think they should be in a band just because their parents were, in a
That's what I was
band?
about to say.
But come on.
They're also musicians.
Also, that's how the royal family have operated for generations.
Frank Skinner.
On Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
Beatles. The little Beatles.
Yes. Well, so who does it consist of? It's the one who's always smoking in a limo. God, I hope no one describes me like that.
Who's that?
Sean Lennon, is it? Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the Sean Lennon one. Who
Notable absence of Julian Lennon being discussed in it. Notable absence.
No, but he's knocking
He's
on a
too
bit
old.
now. He's about 50.
I think
And maybe he's too successful himself. Is that part of the problem?
Julian Lennon has just been described as too successful.
Is that part of the problem?
What I mean, God, that puts the other poor
And
devils in
similarly-
context.
Similarly, somebody said is it Zachary Starr who's Ringo's
Zach Starkey.
Who's
He was in my social circle.
not Zach Starkey? Oh, is it Starkey?
Yeah, Zach Starkey.
Yeah.
Yes, it
and,
is.
And he,
How dare you?
he's a good drummer, isn't he? He's been in successful.
Is he?
bands.
Suggesting that Ringo wasn't a good drummer.
No, I wasn't. I mean, I was kind of slightly comparing it to the Beatles sons that are being discussed as possible.
This is the other Ringo son, isn't he?
Yeah,
You could call him Rongo.
yeah.
There's
just an
Darnie
idea.
Harrison. That's a very hippie name, isn't it? You can never
What a
lie about
surprise.
your age.
Well,
with
George
that.
Harrison went for a hippie name.
No, but Frank, it's cruel because he can't ever knock any years off because it's so obvious when he was conceived.
No, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
They all look like their dads, which is a
very
good
much
class
do,
because
yeah.
they've got a look-alike thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I
I
bet
don't
the
like
bootleg
it.
Beatles aren't happy about hearing about this, are they? You know, all the tribute bands. I bet they're like,
No, because you
no way.
can't compete with the actual,
Exactly, yeah.
the actual
I do
blood.
think, though, Frank, I'm sorry, just because the parents have the talent, I didn't inherit my parents' ability to smoke and drink into the small hours.
I think you did.
Those 70s celebrities.
You certainly did.
I'll tell you what I really like about this, though, is how long it's taken them to have this idea. Like, I think this should have been something that they got out of the system when they were 10 in a living room at a party or something. And yet now they are in their 30s and it's a business proposition.
Well, I did something I try not to do. I read Jan Moyer's column in the Daily Mail, and she's Lucifer.
Yeah, she actually is Lucifer.
And I find generally, if you disagree with Jan Moyer, that God will love you. But there was actually, I don't know if it's a joke, but there was quite a good joke when she referred to them as here come the sons. And that was good. I'm hoping I can't believe there is a sliver of humour in the dark, flint-like soul of Jan Moyer. There's a lot of homophobia, but no humour.
I like to think that was would it be a copy editor that come up with headlines? It'd be
No, it weren't in the headline.
It's
It was
a
in the
sub.
actual.
because
I
I was
don't
just
know.
a headline.
To discover that Jan Moyer's got a sense of humour would be that'd be terrible news. I thought maybe the Fab Forebears,
Very good,
because
Frank.
their forebears were, or Beetlejuice. Is that too crude?
No, that's first class.
Yeah, and if I was still living in West Bromwich, I would have said Babby Road. But I don't think they say Babby in other parts of the country today. But that's what we need. We need a name for the Beetle Boys.
This is
Frank Skinner, Absolute Radio.
It's still Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Oh,
Frank, we've had a text in, and I like to think this is your sort of relationship corner when you help bring people together.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is Will Bate. He says, "Morning, great show. Please, can you tell my wife I'm sorry and love you loads. Off to rugby. I told her I was working all day." Oh, he's lied.
Will.
He's gone and lied.
Well, no, he's lied, but then he's come good, and it's Easter. It's a time for
maybe
resurrection.
that's what the
Rebirth.
Beatles story's all about.
Yeah, exactly. So okay. So Will's sorry that he's gone to the rugby, because this is slightly tinged for me by the fact that I hate rugby. I'd rather go to work, even if I worked in an abattoir. I'd prefer it to going to rugby.
Well, I definitely would. That sounds good.
It does. It's be all right when you can think of it.
You could,
Depends what your job is, really.
You could punch all the carcasses like Rocky. Get it out your
Oh
system.
my God.
Well,
I'd
why
enjoy
wait till
that.
they're dead?
Frank, I'd like it because I could wear white wellies. and
Imagine
they're
me
quite
saying,
fetching.
I'll bat with the electric thing. See if I can actually kill one with my bare hand. I mean, it's going to die anyway. What difference is it going to make? No, leave it. Be fine. be fine.
Oh, the complaints we'll get for that.
Oh, well...
you know what they get like about animals.
Luckily, we're out of here. We're gone, baby,
Do you remember
gone.
we talked about, I think it was on Not the Weekend podcast, which is, by the way, available for download on Wednesday, and it's completely different material, only available on the Not the Weekend podcast. Anyway, we talked on that about letting down our brand. Do you remember when...
Oh, yeah.
when people expect you to behave in a certain way and then
Yes.
you're behaving... Well, West Bromwich Albion are at home today,
Lovely.
and I am going to miss a West Bromwich Albion home game.
Are you, Frank?
Going to miss
unusual.
Why?
a West Bromwich Albion home game. You know why? Because I'm going to a hypnobirthing class.
Oh, no.
I don't know what it means exactly. I imagine that Paul McKenna was born by that method, but I could be wrong. So yeah, I'm going hypnobirthing.
I think that's lovely.
A football match. It's actually on. The class is from 3 till 5. It couldn't clash more. I can't even read my instant text scores.
Let that be a lesson to Will Bate, the rugby fan.
If you want to see every home game, I'm afraid the way forward is celibacy. That's my advice. Anyway, next is Vicky Blight, who is one of the nicest people I know in this business. Can I tell you that? And there's no joke, she's just lovely. And I think that's it, isn't it? And have a lovely Easter, and if the good Lord spares us and the creeks don't rise, we'll be back again this time next week. Ta-ra a bit.
This is
Frank Skinner, Absolute